Last time on Let's Play Metroid Prime 3 Corruption.
Hey, relax, we're the good guys. Justice will prevail and all that stuff. Right, Samus?
Welcome back, Samus. You've been asleep for quite some time. A month, to be exact. We feared we'd lost you. We integrated this same Phazon enhancement device into your armor while repairing your damaged bodysuit.
Okay, so this is one of the most controversial elements of the entire game. It makes your attacks super powerful, but at the cost of your own energy. So we have our first major suit upgrade of the game.
These Leviathans have impacted and embedded themselves deep into each planet. We lost contact with all of them 7 days ago, and fear the worst. Good luck. Good luck on Bryyo.
We get a choice, don't we? Shows that outer statue appears stuck, its arms outstretched as if to accept an offering. Doesn't seem to be working. Nothing happened. Here's Planet Bryyo, which kind of looks like Talon 4 from the outside. Hello, Genapus here, and welcome back to Let's Play Metroid Other Rim. We're in Sector 1 in one of the computer-generated areas where I have the camera pointed constantly in the first person through pointing the Wii remotes in here. And since Metroid Other Rim only uses the Wii remote, we do not have to worry about nunchuck failures ever again. Dang it! Okay, yeah, this is actually Metroid Other Rim at all, of course not. Hello everyone, welcome back to Let's Play Metroid Prime 3 Corruption. An actually half decent Metroid game, and one that is actually going to let us explore everywhere. So, in this episode, we just arrived on the planet Bryyo, and we finally get let off the leash. At last, we're going to be able to explore this area to our heart's content. We are finally playing a proper Metroid game.
Samus, the Leviathan seed is protected by an energy shield. You will not be able to reach it with that barrier active. We need more data to determine how the shield can be disabled. You are near the wreckage of a downed Federation vessel. If you can use the satellite uplink on the ship, you may be able to access information concerning the seed. Prepare to receive the ship's coordinates now.
Dang it! Well, it looks like we're not completely free of being guided, but we do have a lot more freedom now than we used to. The tutorial section is pretty much over, and Bryyo is equivalent to Aegon Wastes and Chozo Ruins from the previous 2 games. And I love the music for this place. This place has an awesome music track. You'll see more of it as we progress, but now on a new planet, you should try and scan everything you can. Some of it might be for the logbook. Not that. But this really feels like a true classic Metroid planet. Feels very much similar to Talon 4 in many aspects. We're going to collapse War Golem is offline and trapped within the stone mass. This unit is beyond repair. Yeah, this is a really interesting planet actually. They have a really interesting organization that we'll get, civilization, so that we'll get to learn about a bit later. However, also ruins were once part of a much larger structure. Its original purpose is unknown. So have a look around a bit more. So yeah, we have got quite a lot to do in this one. So this will be quite a long episode because we're going to be doing a fair amount, and I think we'll probably play up to the portion or somewhere. Anyway, we have something for the logbook here. This is a mature cash plant. Mature cash plants are used for storage by Bryyo natives. Unlike the younger versions, these have developed a thick bark that is only vulnerable to heavy weapon fire, so we can break these open if we want to get some power-ups. Obviously, we are currently full on tools. We are full on energy and we're full of missiles. Oh, very important. Whenever you go to a new planet, always scan the doors. I said this in Skytown last time, but this is very important because this is a Bryyonian door, a very different type of door. Bryyo doors are carved from heavy stone native to the planet. Each door has been designed with a low-level energy shield. Shooting the shield with any weapon will open the door. Reptilicans use cash plants as a means to store supplies. Shooting with any weapon will reveal their contents. Yeah, there's a lot of new stuff because obviously Bryyo is its own planet, has its own, or did have its own civilization, which we'll learn about a bit later. There's its own law. So a nice bit of world building. Our logbook is an intergalactic logbook this time around. Though as you fully imagine, Bryyo as an area is not going to be anywhere near as big as Talon 4 and Planet Ether were, but you'd be surprised at how much variety there is on this planet. Bryyo native is encased in solid ice. Scans indicate that the bioform inside is still alive. What happens if we try and break it open? Nothing, we can't break it open. It's good to check. Nope, okay. Bioform appears to have engaged in combat at the time being frozen. Solid ice mass appears to have been made to gain entry to temple. Ice yacht has not yet begun to fall. Oh, that's pretty good for us. Bit too far away. Oh! We have a returning enemy from Metroid Primes! These are in every Metroid Prime game. These Greynos? I thought you were war wasps. Like this is going to make us agile but weak to most weapons. Greynos are vulnerable to most weapons, as they have not developed the durable exoskeleton found on adult members of the species. They often travel on attacking groups. If they sense a nearby threat to the hives, they will not hesitate to advance. Their offensive capabilities are underdeveloped, leaving the ability to fire pulses of phase energy their only form of attack. Now, I believe you can grapple beam these guys. No, not quite. Do you have a hive anywhere? Because if you're anything like the war wasps, you'll have a hive that means you're constantly spawning, but not in this case, by the looks of it. GF database accessed. File BY550. According to law, these statues are monuments to the folly of war. Something happened here. Structure identified Hopper Nest. The exterior is extremely durable. Life signs detected within. I'm sure that won't be relevant anytime soon. I saw something up on the side here from a further back. That might have been something else actually. It might have just been another one of the Greynos. Scanners indicate bioforms sustain fatal spinal fractures from impacting the wall. Oof. Small Bryyo coffers can be destroyed by weapon fire. Small Bryyo coffers were designed to be easily transported. The outer plating is lightweight and vulnerable to standard weapon fire. So yeah, they're never form container, but we do need to scan them for the logbook after all. So very important to remember things are there, even if they don't seem to be particularly important. Back here. Statues do not appear to be attached to the ground and could be full of enough force, so grapple lasso for that. And we have our route back if we ever need to get back up here. And to be fair, now we have actually reasons to go back in places. We will need to go back in places. If you get what I'm saying there. Anyway, let's give you the official welcome to Planet Bryyo. Oh my goodness, there's actually multiple ways to go. What is going on now? Yes, there are multiple ways to go. This is a very interestingly designed room. You have a few things to note. You have this thing we've seen before, which we can't use. We have a big pillar in the center. This is where we're trying to get to. And we're trying to access 2 security locks to open this door over here. We'll get to that when we get to it. But you have a look at this part here. Structure is blocking platform. Unit appears to be connected to a nearby security release node. Right, so where we want to go is across this direction here. If you space jump and over to this direction, you're on a slightly unsafe platform, but what we're trying to do is get ourselves into this hole right here. Security release node is active and functional. It appears a small round object can fit inside. Small round object, you're saying? Yeah, that's not subtle at all. Right. Now you may be wondering what happens if you try to go through this way, because there is a route you can take to go through here, but... Oh! New enemy! Oh, for goodness sake, we missed it. It's okay, it'll respawn, but... Sorry, I should read that because I scanned the wrong thing by accident. This is the Galactic Federation ship we were after, but we can't exactly get over there, can we? It's too far. I don't know what they're doing. They're putting something that's blocked by the grapple beam, which is usually gotten quite late in the game, so... Anyway, let's go back for it later. So, if we make our way up this way, we can now try and start to solve the puzzle. We have a door over here. Door lock system engaged. Unable to bypass security. Engage override to open doors. So yeah. Come on, it's not going to cooperate there, but looks of it. Right, so what we're going to do is jump across this way. And this bridge is collapsing. It's very fragile. Severe status damage detected. Bridge hit by heavy weapon fire. Proceed with caution. Platform is attached to wall by a hinge. A strong pull should release it. That's better. Okay, right. So now we have that route. We have a platform that can be accessed by going around that way. Now you may be wondering, how do we get back? Well, we need to go onto this central platform right here and then transform into a morphle. And then drop down this way. Bomb this. That will create a supply of fuel gel which will turn this lock and open the way forward. Half the way forward, I should say. Now we need to go back into this. Now we need to get back up there again, but we cannot do that the same way as before. The platforms are a bit too fragile, and we have a new enemy here. These are Phazon Night Barbs. Group form as powerful attack, but it can be overloaded to destroy them. Phazon Night Barbs have enhanced aerial mobility that makes them all but impossible to hit with normal shots. The group will work together to create a powerful energy burst. They will fire at their prey. Detonating the energy charge with normal attacks before it fires should destroy them. Phazon Night Barbs are the result of Night Barbs being exposed to Phazon radiation. These mutations look similar to their uncorrupted counterparts, but are characterized by their greatly increased offensive and defensive capabilities. So, yeah. Wait till these guys create an energy field, like this, and then shoot it to destroy them. I'm not using hyper mode for these because you really don't need to, because the charge shot is good enough in this instance. But yeah. Now we've got reloads. We'll proceed back on the route we were on before, but it's taking a slightly different route this time around, considering, well, the bridge we were on is going to collapse basically. We cannot use that bridge too much longer, and it's going to create... Well, in fact, the bridge is completely gone now. But because we pulled a platform down, we have an additional route up to get back onto the platform higher up, as it were. Is there still night barbs here? Oh, they're up there, okay. Wait and see if we can destroy these guys. Come on. Okay, they're gone. Right, now that's out of the way. Jump up to the centre. I'll scan this over. Oh no, it's too far out of the way. I think there's still a group of night barbs around here somewhere. Probably, but in any case, we have the other lock here, so we can transfer them to a morph ball. Go down to this way. And bombing this will unlock the door and proceed the way forward. It will also create an alternate route to get back, since we can't cross the bridge anymore. And create ourselves a new enemy to scan. There's the door opened for the way we need to go. Right. Try to scan these guys. These are new enemies here. These are gel puffers. Consumes and emits fuel gel fumes. Explodes when ruptured. Exposure to fuel gel has left the shadow of gel puffer highly susceptible to weapon fire. Gel puffers have come to rely on the toxic vapors given off by fuel gel for substance. They process these gases and then expel the excess to stay afloat. The brittle shell of the puffer, while durable in appearance, is rather thin and easily damaged. Right, we're going to destroy these night barbs first so we can get them out of the way. Now we go after the gel puffers. How many night barbs are there? No. Okay, that was the fuel gel. My mistake. Right, so proceed onwards. We're going to go into this route here and scan this right here. Metal orb is obstructing path but movable by electrographical forces. Move object to clear this tunnel. So we have two of these on either side really. No, it's only on one. No, there's another one here, right? Yeah, there is. Large Bryyo coffers contain energy and weapon supplies. So yeah, these are the same things as before, but in this game they let you repeat a lot of scans by planets, so which you can have mixed opinions on, but it does. They are technically different objects because they're on different planets, I suppose. Anyway, we want to do this. Pull this 3 times, that will create a route forward. Now we can transfer them to a morph ball, jump up this way. Hold on to the right first. The left is actually the way we want to go, but right is somewhere I want to sidetrack to because, well, first of all, we have a new enemy here. These are hoppers. Attacks with razor-sharp talons. Pounces from a distance. These aggressive insectoids use small hops to get within striking distance, and then pounce, using their talons to tear away their prey. From a distance, they will fire bursts of venom at their target. Despite their aggressive nature, they are somewhat fragile and can be easily dispatched. Because of this, they will commonly hunt in packs. Yeah, not too hard hoppers. One charge shot will easily destroy them. If we look over to the right here, we can scan this here. Wireform is encased in solid ice and is blocking entry to the tunnel. High temp shots may shatter it. So there's nothing we can actually do about that part for the moment, but if we go through this route, we have ourselves an energy tank. These energy tanks are really easy to find so far in the game. This one you usually have to go a bit out of our way to get, admittedly, but still. We also have something important here. This is a piece of Bryyonian lore. Panel mountings appear to be weak from age, may be ripped off with enough force. So as you can probably tell, if you also looked at the last episode, each planet's lore has its own gimmick in order to be revealed. So we have the Bryyonian lore here. Bryyonian data transferred, entering Golden Age. Look now to the past, and to the time of peace on Bryyo. See the age of gold, where our world was a paradise unrivaled. Hear the songs of joy fill the streets of the royal city, as the people honor the coming of Bryyo the First, the Liberator. Behold the launch of our first ship to the stars on that day, and witness the rise of science of a new Bryyo. See this, and see the beginning of our downfall. This is the Bryyo story is one that's very interesting, one of my favourites in the Prime series, so We'll see it unfold as it progresses, but for now, let's just go back on the track. Now we're back in the Morph Ball tunnel, we want to roll back through the other direction. And we have finally, oh, come on. Right. I want to try this again because these guys deserve to have their own scan because I really want to get them in the logbook. Be right back in just one moment. Okay, apparently they've already gone, but that was the scan that we saw earlier but couldn't quite get. But it's no big deal because they do respawn quite frequently every time you come through the area. Now we have a red blast shield here, which we've already got the logbook entry for, so even if it's on a different type of door, we do not need to rescan it. Morphology: Shellbug. Attacks by firing Phazon spines. Soft body is vulnerable to attack. Shellbugs are slow-moving roaming insects whose soft bodies are easily damaged. Until they reach maturity, they will not develop their phase-like shell. Unable to retract into a shell to avoid damage, they must aggressively attack any potential threat. They extend sharp spines to fend off attacks or repel those spines at enemies. Easily destroyed, no real problem there. Got more ice here. We can't really do anything about the ice at the moment, it's still a bit underpowered. Probably need some sort of beam upgrade, but I don't think we're going to get that for some time in the game. Oh, I can hear a whirring noise! Now we have Phazon visor impervious to attack, but grows are vulnerable to Phazon based weaponry. It's time for Hyper Beam! I get some of our energy back from going to hyper mode, sorry. Right, so I can still hear it wearing away. There's very clearly an item in this room, but where it is, I'm not quite sure. Maybe it's encased in the ice. Possibly. Come on, I can hear something. No, there's a platform up this way. Let's see if we can get up there. Oh no, it's this part here. Statue contains fuel gel and could explode if contents inside were disturbed. Let's try shooting it then. Boom! Nothing? Wow, that was a bit of a disappointment. Oh, but there's a platform up this way. And that's how we get up here. And right on cue, we have ourselves, well, another one of these bugs. But we also have ourselves a missile expansion. Right, so let's proceed onwards. And be prepared for battle when you go through this door. As you see, we have a big open area with a giant statue. We also have something here. Panamaxing appears to be weak mage, maybe ripped off with enough force, so that's our route back eventually. This here, Brygonian class war golem is without power, unable to activate with current suit upgrades. Right. As you step down this way. Meet one of Bryo's signature enemies. These guys are Reptilicus Hunters. Target can generate a personal cloaking field around its body. Phazon corruption has granted Reptilicus Hunters the ability to cloak themselves. They use this to their advantage and will hide or move in positions while cloaked to gain the upper hand in combat. Reptilicus Hunters are fairly organised despite their primitive nature. Usually attacking in small groups, they patiently wait for their prey to become isolated in a locked area before attacking. Their weaponry consists of an energy whip for close range assaults and a throwing chakram for long range attacks. they have adapted to the harsh climates of Bryyo and are quite resistant to fuel gel and heat-based attacks. Right. So, I believe these are the same model, so yeah. Watch out for these guys. Reptilicus are no joke, they are very mobile enemies and probably one of the toughest enemies we've had to face so far. But they're fairly predictable in some ways because you're just making sure you stay out of the way of their whipping beams, and we should be fine. Hit him with a missile for good measure. Some of the missiles I don't feel, because of the different animation of the missiles in this game from Prime 2, these don't feel quite as high impact. But we defeated we defeated the Reptilicus hunters, and now we've got these parts here, but stone structures retracted to the wall are no longer active. Hallway access granted. Was there a misscan we had in this room? I'll check with editing, post-editing, just to see if I've actually missed anything here, whether there was supposed to be something I should have got in the room, but if not, we'll proceed onwards. And if you turn left, we have some more lore behind this bit here. Stone plates appear to be a primitive blocking system that requires specific input to open. Right, so we want to shoot this. And then it's a specific order that we have to shoot these in. In this case, right, bottom, top, left. And then we'll be able to scan the lore right here. Bryyonian data translated, Age of Science. The ships of Bryyo sped to the stars in all directions, bearing the banner of peace. Soon we found stellar brethren in the Chozo, the Luminoff, and the Yiya. Starborn knowledge came to Bryyo, and we gladly sent our wisdom to our new friends in return. The hearts of Bryyo were filled with pride, and they honoured the lords of science for all the wonders we provided. As the time of new Bryyo came to be, the old ways faded. The cries of joy from those who honoured science covered the angry shouts of those who mourned the old ways, the primal traditions. So sort of interesting developments we have for the Bryyonians there. They knew the Chozo and the Luminoff. That kind of makes them the unofficial species of this. Anyway, there's a very important room here. More grey gnolls. I keep thinking there should be war wasps, so they look like brutal war wasps. But anyway, we have something over there, but we cannot reach over there. So how do we get over there, you ask? Also, this is a Corber. Works with snatchers to feed vulnerable to concussive blasts. The Corber is a vicious, resilient bioform. It prefers to lurk above its hunting grounds, waiting for prey. The Corber relies on the smaller snatchers to levitate victims to a point where the Corber can devour them. What the Corber cannot digest, it expels to feed the snatchers. This symbiotic relationship works well for both Corber and the snatchers. So there is a specific thing we're supposed to do here. Transform into a morph ball, because you may notice that there's this right here. Telluric alloy. If you see telluric alloy, that means it can be bombed. So we go through this passage. And here's a new mechanic. You see these bugs here? When you see these, wait for them. Let them accept you, because they will carry you up. But you can control your path. They're trying to carry you up to the Corber up there, but if you move yourself, you could avoid going to the Corber's mouth. Then when you're ready, bomb, break open, and then we have ourselves a missile expansion. But we can do more than that. If we go up this way and go down here, we have a path forward. If we scan this right here, ornament panels covering part of the statue. It could be probably ripped off with enough force. Let's do just that. And now we have something else to scan. This is a new device you've seen. The statue contains several liters of unstable fuel gel. Igniting the gel may destroy the surface of the statue. So you can see the gimmick of Bryyo is fuel gel. And we stand and get damaged by the explosion. Of course. But anyway, you want to go through here because we have ourselves the grapple swing, which is a retooled name of something we've already seen before. Armor suit upgrade acquired. Grapple swing online. Lock onto grapple points with Z to swing across. Yes, we already have the grapple beam. As in the actual classic grapple beam that lets you swing over points. In Metroid Prime 1, you do not get this item until the Phazon Mines area. In Prime 2, you wait about more than halfway through Torvus Bog to get this item. We already have it and we're only on Planet Bryyo. Now if that says something about the upgrades in this game, then I don't know what it does, but you may be wondering, what are we going to get? I assure you there is a whole plethora of upgrades that will fill 3 major areas worth, like in the previous Prime games. Anyway, with the grapple beam you can finally use these points to swing across gaps and reach areas we couldn't quite get to before, because they were just too far even for the space jump to handle. So yeah, Samus is pretty well kitted out so far. Now you're wondering how to get back? It's pretty simple. But if you're also wondering, there is another route you can take in this room. But I don't believe we can fully explore the entire route just yet. Oh no, this is actually the way we need to go anyway, because we can actually scan these to the logbook, by the way, because we now have a grapple beam. The grapple points are now something we can scan. Grapple swing point. To use the grapple swing, lock onto the grapple swing point with the nunchuck and with Z. Release Z to let you go. You can fire your weapons while attaching to a grapple swing point. That's a nice feature we've come over as something they added in Prime 2 or this game, but in Prime 1 you could not fire from the grapple beam, but you can in this game. So yeah, we do this. And you can also turn around on a grapple point as well, important to note, but we can't actually do anything about that door just yet. But we cannot swing all the way, so we have to use the other grapple power up that was new to this game in order to break a route open. You can get a real workout from your left arm here, or your right arm if you're playing the Wii remote in your left hand, but yeah, once you cleared out all the pathway from all of these objects here, we have a route we can use to go through with the morph ball. So I will see you, I don't think I have much to say here. I will see you back when we get into the main hub area of Bryyo. See you in just a moment. All I would do, if it weren't for the fact we have a new scan in this room right here. This is the Reptilicus. This is the normal Reptilicus. Teleports across short distances. Highly aggressive and territorial. Scans indicate a mutation that allows the Reptilicus to teleport over short distances. Commonly used as a combat tactic to corner and trap their prey. The Reptilicus appear to be suffering from Phazon corruption, and all higher thought processes have been replaced by the savage blood dust. This corruption has also increased their resistance to heat-based attacks and fuel gel. Right, so let's get deal with this and get back to the main hub. Okay, we're back in the main hubway now, and there's more Reptilicus in the area. Everything's a bit different in layout, as it were, because of the collapsed bridge, but I believe we can make this gap right here and jump across this way. The Reptilicus, I think we're just going to ignore them for now and progress onwards. Now, going back through this door, I have my scan visor at the ready. This time we will get these guys. Damn it, missed again! Come on, I want to get these guys. Attempt. Oh, they're gone again. Well, okay, so there is a scan here. I'm sure we will be able to get them because they pop up plenty amount of times, but if you're not prepared for them, they can dive bomb you, and your time to scan them is actually quite limited. Unfortunately, this is not the place to do so when we have a giant ship in the background. But yeah, now we have the grapple beam, we can get across this way. And we have something to bomb here by the looks of it. Yep. So we can't actually get through this door yet because there's a blast shield over it. So we need to go through a different direction. Transform into a morph ball will bring us to another morph ball maze. If we go up this way, well, I said if we go up this way, but it seems to be this is a dead end. Or is it? If we try going left, we're inside the area. We've also got an enemy we need to scan here. This is an atomic. Corporeal energy that sloughs expressive segments of its form. Atomics are creatures composed entirely of energy. A strong energy blast is adequate to destabilize the atomic and cause it to explode. They are sustainable by their core, which generates a constant supply of electricity. When an abundance of energy has been produced, the atomic will discharge a section of its body in the form of an explosive projectile. When near sources of energy of an opposing polarization, the atomic will respond aggressively. So yeah, that means if you try and charge, this thing will fire towards you, but charge beam is one of the best ways to defeat it, so bit of a paradox there. Structure analysis is complete. Protective panels held in place by security clamp locks. And here we have a vacuum hatch that's closed, and it can only be opened from the inside. Yeah, that's where we came in with the morph ball. Now we want to shoot these clamps with a charge shot, and that will open up a electricity current. What we're going to do is use the grapple the Sue, to connect to the other currents to get this thing running again, because only one current is actually running. We also scan these just to check. Yeah, they all say the same sort of thing. So, we have reactivated everything. Oh, and there's a lever in front of us. You know what that means, right? It's time to pull, twist, push. I am so sorry for that. But yeah, we now have the map of Bryyo. And we can see there's another landing point. There's two other landing points in fact, and we also have something in the middle which is the seed. But we can't get to there yet. We have the Thorn Jungle Air Dock and the Fiery Air Dock. And we've completed our objective, and we can now leave this area.
Samus, the satellite data has revealed two distinct energy signatures. They must be supplying power to the seed shield.
Yeah, well that's obvious.
If these targets are eliminated, the shield will be removed. We are uploading the location of each energy signature and nearby landing sites.
So yeah, now our objective is a bit more clear about what we need to do to get inside Bryyo. Now if we go through this route, fuel jar is susceptible to extreme temperatures and will freeze if exposed to cold. It looks like we can't get across that way. This is a dead end. But please remember that this is here because we will need to come back here eventually. For now though, we're done in this section of Planet Bryyo. We're going to go back to Samus's ship. If there's anything of note on the way back to Samus's ship, I will let you know. If not, then I'll see you there. Oh! Before we go anywhere, there's a new scan for the logbook. We have the night barb. The normal ones. Night barbs are predators travelling in packs to search for prey. They have the ability to generate a protective field of energy around their bodies. The ability is unstable, however. If the field makes contact with another life force, it will overload. This also consumes the life force of the night barb. Much like a bee's sting ends its life. And by scanning that, I fall down a pit. Whoops. Anyway, see you later. What? Oh no. Well, this isn't good. We did say that, we did see this earlier, but we have ourselves the Alpha Hopper. Splits venom at prey from a distance. Uses talents in close range battle. Alpha Hoppers are characterized by their unique color and durable hide. They are highly territorial and will attack any creature who wanders too close to their nests. When hunting in packs, they often keep the distance from others, while others moving close to attack at close range. Like all hoppers, their legs end in sharp talons and can be used to shred through any prey that gets close enough. Well, we've got a bit of destruction on our way back to Samus' ship. Though this is technically the critical path, so you can understand why. We do actually have to go back, but these things are quite resilient. So I have to use a few missiles to defeat them. Fortunately, we've got a couple of missile expansions on Bryyo, so we can afford to lay waste with missiles to these guys. Of course, we also have the option of Hyper Mode, which makes quick work of any of these guys. So, and they also drop plenty of energy, so it's not really too much of a problem if we expel energy. This is the problem with Hyper Mode and why it makes the game rather easy in some cases. But yeah, we have recovered all energy now. And now we can progress back to Samus' ship. Okay, we are now back in the main area where Samus' ship is, and as we go up to Samus' ship, I'm going to let you listen to this awesome Bryyo music. It's a bit too long for the Let's Play to get a proper listen though, so... But yeah, the Bryyo Cliffside music is pretty awesome, but this area is quite varied as we're about to see. I'm going to go and travel to the next area that we need to go to. Enter the ship. Now we're in the ship. We can press the map here, but we don't necessarily have to leave Planet Bryyo. We can stay on it just by flying the ship in the atmosphere to our next location. We're going to the Fiery Air Dock. That's going to be our next destination. See what I mean about Bryyo having a varied environment? Now you see exactly why. We're going to explore this totally new area in the next part of Let's Play Metroid Prime 3 Corruption. So, see you guys next time.